So welcome to day 15 of our 30 days of yoga challenge. So it's my cat Lenny in the frame there. Day 15, halfway through the challenge, and also the beginning of the third week. So really well done, and thank you so much for continuing to join me. And I really hope that you're feeling the benefits. A detox practice today. When we practice yoga, we're stimulating the circulatory system, the lymphatic system, the digestive system, all these kind of systems within the body that help to keep us healthy. When we're thinking about a detox practice, we're thinking in particular about twists, because then you're stimulating. It's kind of like a squeeze and soak action. It's been described as like a massage for the organs. And also postures that will press onto the belly. So we're going to come towards bow pose towards the latter end of the practice. So let's just start. We're going to start laying down. Actually, let's start laying down. So coming onto your backs. I'm going to have my cat's tail in it all the way through. Okay, so laying on your backs. Let's bring the knees to the chest, so hug the knees in towards the chest. Let the arms come to the side. If there's room to extend the arms out, do. I'm a little bit close to the wall here, so I'm just going to bend mine at the elbows. And I'm just going to go with the breath. So I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then I'm going to exhale and just hover my knees to the side. Breathe in back to centre, so you can feel a little bit of a twist. Exhale, keep the shoulders grounded, hover the knees to the other side so you can feel that nice twist through the spine, and also a little bit of pressure or compression to the belly. Come back to centre, breathing in. Exhale, lowering towards your first side, shoulders grounded, so we're not rolling but twisting. Come back to centre. Then to your second side, exactly the same, just hovering the knees, press down through the shoulders, back of the shoulders, back to centre. Okay? We're going to keep the left knee in towards the chest, extend the other leg away. So if the left knee's in, you can take the opposite hand onto that knee, extend the other arm away, and then take the knee across the body. Okay, so again, press down through the back of the shoulder. You can let your head gaze along the length of the arm. Again, working with that twist and the stretch across the outer hip. Coming back to centre, so slowly back to centre, change the knees, so other leg extends away, opposite hand, opposite knee, extend the other arm away. So again, you're pressing down through the back of the shoulder, let the gaze look along the length of the arm. So you might feel a compression in the belly, you might just be aware of the twist. Okay. And then bringing everything back to centre, so a little bit of waking up for the spine. Cross at the ankles, rock yourself up to sitting, or you can come onto your side. We're going to come over onto all fours, and we're going to, let's just do a couple of cat-cows. Let's just do 2 cat-cows, so breathing in, gaze forwards. Breathing out, tucking under, so just opening up the spine. Okay, one more time. Breathing in, gaze forwards. Breathing out, tucking under, and then coming back to a neutral position. And we're just going to move towards thread the needle. So this is more of a twist for the upper back. So you're just going to take one hand out, and you're going to thread that behind the other hand, side of the face towards the floor. So it might just hover, or you might come all the way down. And we're going to do that again. So breathing the arm up, extending. Exhale, threading through. One more time, breathing the arm up, extending, so you're opening this side of the body, and then exhale. And apologies for my back towards you, but let's just take a moment. Head, shoulder rests. Just feel that twist through the upper back. A couple of breaths here. Okay, come back to centre, nice and slowly out of that twist. Back to all fours, exactly the same to the other side. So you're going to take the other arm out, breathing in, exhale as you thread through. So remember, the head doesn't have to come all the way down, it might just hover, it might come down. Same again, 2 more times, breathing the arm up, exhale, threading that hand through, and then last time, breathing the arm up, and then exhale. That hand comes through, and we're just going to take a couple of breaths here, so yeah, that kind of balance with the first side. Really feel that twist through the upper back. Okay. Stay with the breath. Notice what you're feeling in the body. And then coming slowly back to center, or slowly out of twists. And then we're going to pop ourselves up into downward facing dog. So tuck those toes, lift up into downward facing dog. So lifting through the bottom and the hips, extending through the heels. Really wakes up the whole of the back of the body in particular, back of the legs, and then your spine, shoulders, arms. Let's take a couple of breaths. And let's bring the feet to the hands. You can take a little jump or a step into Uttanasana, so you're standing forward fold. Just let your arms kind of hang, maybe they're touching the floor, maybe you're holding the elbows. Straight legs, gentle bend, whichever feels better. And then just take the hands to the hips, and we're just going to slowly roll up to standing. So if you've got a block, have your block to hand. It doesn't matter if you don't, because there's always ways to do things without a block, but have it to hand. We're going to step back and open into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Okay, so your feet are about three feet or so apart. Front foot is out, back foot is possibly in, 45 degrees angle, but if there's any twisting through the knees and it doesn't feel comfortable, then just have the feet at right angle. So kind of judge how that feels. Bringing the arms to shoulder height. We're going to throw the hip a little, so we don't want to turn like this. We want to keep this top shoulder nice and open. And you're going to reach, and let the hand come down to wherever it wants to naturally go. If you're using a block, you can potentially take that block to the inside of the front foot and rest the hand on the block, just not on the knee, okay? This arm might be here, or it might be here, or you might bring it over into Untitled Chapter, extended triangle pose. Gaze might turn up, or you might keep the gaze forwards or even down. I know it's a lot of options, but it's important within your practice to find what feels good in your body, and that might change one day to the next. Okay, take a couple more breaths here. So working really as a side stretch and a little bit of core work. Breathing. Using the strength through the core to come up, back up to standing. And we're going to come into Trikonasana, so revolve triangle pose. So this is where your block might be handy. You're going to turn, so you're going to revolve. So your back hand is now your front hand. You can take the hand to rest on the block, or maybe to the leg, or you might even have the hand to the floor. So I'll move mine a little bit further forwards. And then we're going to open, so apologies for turning my back, towards the back, okay? So Trikonasana is open, Parivrtta is revolved, okay? So hand to that block or to rest onto the leg. You're trying to stack the shoulders. So this is where I find using the block can be helpful to get that alignment of one shoulder over the other. Okay, again, gaze wherever it's comfortable to hold the head, hold the neck. Okay, breathing. So this is our twist within the pose. Let's take another breath or two. And then we're going to come up and we're going to come back through Trikonasana. That looks a bit weird. We're going to do exactly the same to the other side. I'm quite close to the wall, so I'm also a bit conscious. I'm going to be bumping my arms into the wall. So it's always good to have a bit more space around you if you can. So Trikonasana, we'll turn to the other side. Keep it nice and open facing front. So same stance of the feet, arms to shoulder height, a little throw of the hip, reach, hand comes down. So again, you might be all the way down, but you want to think about keeping that alignment. So if you find the shoulder comes down to get there, then you're better to use the block or rest a hand to the lower leg like this. Okay, so whichever's better. Breathing, remember your options to take the arm over if you prefer, or hand to the hip, so it just depends on how your shoulders feel. Breathing. Nice, beautiful stretch here and a little bit of work through the core. Okay, using the strength here to come back. to standing, revolving, so again, a little bit tight, taking the hand, so possibly onto the block, maybe to the floor, maybe to the low leg. So revolve, hand down, and then trying to stack the shoulders. So I think you can probably see, I don't know if mine are exactly, but I find with the block it's easier to get that alignment, shoulders, one shoulder over the other, as opposed to it being a bit twisted. And breathe. So quite a strong stretch across the outer hip, the leg that's in front. A lot going on in these revolve postures, and that little bit of that squeeze and soak action around the organs. So that's what we're working for on our physical detox level. Okay, and then coming up, so nice and slowly up, revolving back round again. Okay, and then we'll come down we'll just come down through a squat. So just draw the heels, bring the heels in, hands to prayer at the heart center, knees tracking over toes, and nice and slowly down to Malasana. Okay, just take a breath or two here. Okay, and then we're going to come on to our bellies. So we're going to have a look at Dhanurasana, so bow pose. This is a really nice detox one because we're resting onto the belly, so you're getting that little extra compression, that extra kind of squeezing. So we'll come down to laying. We're going to have a look at half Bow Ardadarasana first of all. So you're going to take your left hand to find the left foot. You can either keep your other arm here, so this is a modification that I kind of bring in to make it a bit more accessible if there's any issues with the back. So you can keep your hand to the floor, or you can extend that arm out ahead. Your gaze will stay forwards now, kick the foot into the hand, and you're just working with the strength through the back, so building strength in the back muscles. Okay, it might not feel like you're moving an awful lot, you can definitely feel that pressure into the belly. So this is how it's helping to kind of activate the digestive system. Okay, and then releasing. So release that knee, release the leg, release the arm. Take a moment. You can take the head to one side if you wish, or just keep the forehead to the forearms. Wiggle the hips if the back felt quite tight, if you wanted to release the back muscles. And then we'll do exactly the same to the other side. You don't have to hold it for that long. It's quite a strong posture, a small movement but a strong posture. Right hand, right foot, beautiful stretch of the quads, hopefully you can feel. So you're kicking the foot into the hand, extending the other arm away, so you're pressing into the belly, breathing. So you can breathe into the belly to feel that even more. Again, if it's too strong for the back, just take the forearm to the mat and work a little bit more with the back bend within the pose. Okay, good. Breathing. No pinching in the knees, so any discomfort in the knees, you're going to need to ease off a bit. And then releasing. Okay, let those heels flop open, let the head rest maybe to the other side. Wiggle the hips. Breathe. Okay. Before you get too comfortable, we're going to look at the option to bring both movements in together. So this will be our full pose, as full as will be. If for any reason it feels too much, you're going to come back to doing one side for a couple of breaths, the other side for a couple of breaths. So if you feel right, both feet, both hands, kicking the feet into the hands. These are kind of parallel, obviously lifting up through the upper body. And if you feel to rock, when you're breathing, you naturally want to come to a little bit of a rock, then please go with that. Okay, this is just helping the digestive system a little bit more. Okay, come out when you need to. If you're okay, we'll take a couple more breaths. Okay, and then releasing. So release the feet. It's quite fun. But if you found that was a bit bony on your hips, you might need to pad. Probably should have said that earlier. You can pad blanket under your hips or double up the mat. Okay, so just relax. Head one side or the other. It's a beautiful, beautiful posture. Dhanurasana. Back bend, but you're kind of just, you're controlling how deep you go into it. So it's a lot of it is to do with strength rather than just flexibility. So it's quite hard to get really kind of up high in bow pose. Okay, we'll go really, really slowly because that's quite a strong posture, even though it's a small movement. Hands under the shoulders, nice and gently pressing back. So be really careful pressing back. Let's come to a wide-kneed child's pose. Move forward a little. Just let the head rest on the hands, just as you wish. Release the low back. Okay. And then just slowly coming back up to sitting. So just a few postures to kind of show you how we can use our practice with detox in mind. If you're doing this in the morning, hopefully that set you up nicely for the day. If you're doing it in the evening, hopefully that's kind of released any knots and tightness that might have, or stresses that might have come to you during your day. So yoga always knows how to work to your benefit. Okay, so thank you again for joining me today. Let's just take our hands to the heart center. Just breathe in a couple of breaths. Slow the breath right down. Okay. And then just opening the eyes and Namaste. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.